Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Sharice, your Agile thinker and wellness strategist. And today I want to have a real conversation about something that I see over and over again in corporate America, which is corporate wellness programs and why they're failing. I want to talk about that today because it's not that corporate wellness programs aren't well funded or well marketed, but it's because they're built on the wrong foundation. And I want to talk about that today. So let's go ahead and get into it. First, I've always said you can't build a culture of wellness if your leadership isn't well. Okay. Let me say that again. You cannot build a culture of wellness if your leadership is not well. Leadership wellness must come first. Okay. So many companies throw money at wellness programs. They do yoga classes, Tai Chi, apps, walking challenges. They have the health screenings and the health fairs, but then nothing changes with the behaviors of their employees. And the employees often still feel overworked, they feel disengaged, and they're still stressed. Why? Because leadership culture hasn't changed. That's why. So if you are a manager sending emails in the middle of the night, you're skipping your lunch breaks, you're not showing empathy, you're very much trying to control every situation, every process, okay? What message is really being sent about wellness there, okay? So what happens when when leaders say, take care of yourself? But then they penalize people directly or indirectly for taking a mental health day or calling out. Okay. It creates a culture of distrust. And so employees start to see wellness programs as performative and not transformative. Okay. And so here's the hard truth that I want to get to you: wellness isn't a perk. And a lot of times, corporate or organizations treat it like this is a perk that we're offering to you. They need to treat it like it's a leadership practice, because when leaders model wellness, they actually give their teams permission to do the same. When a leader blocks off time for their therapy appointment, prioritizes their vacation time, or respects their own work life boundaries, it normalizes that behavior for everyone else in the department and in the organization, on the team. Because culture is shaped from the top down, not from the bottom up. Okay. You can't preach wellness from a place of burnout. That's hypocrisy. Okay. So think about it. If your team sees you constantly running on empty, then guess what? They're probably going to run on empty too. They will adopt your habits because culture is more caught than taught. Let's say that again. Culture is more caught than taught. All right. If companies really want wellness programs to work, then they have to do three things. Let's talk about it. The first thing is that they have to train their leaders to recognize burnout in themselves first. I teach this all the time. Self-awareness is the first step to transformation. Okay. We cannot expect leaders to lead well if they don't even realize they're running on fumes, they're running on empty. Okay. Burnout doesn't always show up as being exhausted. Okay. It can also show up as being irritable. It can also show up as you detaching from your team. It can show up in poor decision making. All right. So if leaders aren't trained to spot these signs in themselves, they begin to normalize dysfunction and therefore pass it down to their teams. Self awareness allows them to pause, recalibrate, and make choices that actually model balance and sustainability, not chaos, confusion, and toxicity. Okay. So without this, any wellness initiative becomes surface level at best. This is why you don't see the engagement. This is why everyone is still stressed. This is why no one is ever engaged. Okay. Number two, we need to include wellness KPIs and leadership evaluations. Yep. We measure productivity, but we don't ever measure sustainability of our organizations. We don't. Traditional performance reviews often prioritize output. Okay. So they're often focused on, did you meet your sales goal? Did you increase your efficiency this quarter? But what is the cost of that productivity? If a leader burns through their team to hit targets, yeah, you may win the quarter, but you're going to eventually lose in the long game because there's going to be high turnover, there's going to be low morale, and there's going to be poor health outcomes on your team. More people are going to be probably diagnosed with diabetes and especially cardiovascular diseases. So adding wellness KPIs such as team burnout rates or the use of wellness days or the psychological safety scores, it's going to ensure that leaders are held accountable for the health of their team and not just the number crunch. Okay. And then number three, make leadership accountability a part of the wellness program. Leaders should be required, not just encouraged, but required to participate in the wellness initiatives. Why? Because if they're not in, the team won't be either. Okay. Wellness programs often target the employees while letting the executives and the managers opt out. That's not fair. This sends a clear message to your team. It tells the team wellness is optional for us, it's optional for us as leaders, but culture flows from the top. So, what message are you really sending? When leaders don't show up to wellness workshops, when they skip breaks, when they ignore their mental health, it reinforces the idea that wellness is not essential. Okay, it's hypocritical. So requiring their participation changes the culture from permission based to leadership model wellness. Okay. It's no longer just a benefit and a perk at that point. It becomes a shared value of what your community, which is your organization that have subsets of teams and groups and departments. Okay. So this isn't just about preventing burnout. I think a lot of times corporate looks at it like, okay, this is going to help prevent burnout. But it's really about retention. Okay. It's really about morale. Well, asking yourself this question: am I modeling the wellness that I expect from my team? If not, then it's time to start. And this is where I come in. I named my company SLH Wellness and Management for this very reason. I named it Wellness and Management because true leadership requires both. You can't have one without the other. So I help organizations close the gap between wellness initiatives and leadership behavior by training your managers to model, measure, and sustain well-being from the top down. Because when leaders thrive, your team is going to follow. And that's how real culture change begins. Okay? If you found this information helpful, please share it to your leadership team. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click that like button. Give me those thumbs up. Drop a comment down below. Send me an email. Okay, send me an email at or visit wellnessmanagement.com for a free consultation on how I can help fill the gap for you and your organization to be well. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I am Sharice Hicks, your Agile thinker, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.